Hello everyone, welcome back to Databricks session. I hope you're doing very well. In today's session, we are going to work hand-on with PySpark inside Databricks. We will explore some basic arithmetic and mathematical function like reading CSV file, creating new column, doing simple mathematical calculation, computing aggregates like sum, average and total, using advanced function like greatest and least. We will use famous Global Superstore dataset and I will walk you through everything step by step. So before going to start, I request you viewer to please subscribe this channel and like this video. Now let's get started. Alright viewer, here I am in the home page of Databricks. The first step in any data project is to loading data. Okay, so data available in catalog. Here I am using YT demo database and schema is data, and here I am creating already demo data. Okay, so here is the Global Superstore, which is CSV format. Okay, so let me copy this path and let me go to here workspace, home, YT class, and let me create new notebook. Okay, let me call this notebook arithmetic and math function. Here I have a simple command that read Global Superstore CSV file from our catalog. So let me write here quickly. Okay, so let me quickly explain this code. Here I am using a spark.read.csv file, and here is the path and header, which is true. Tell the Spark that first row has a column name, and infer schema, which is true, which automatically detect the data type from CSV file. Okay, and here I am using display function, which quickly preview as a table in Databricks. So let me run this. So you can see here, you can inspect data quickly in this table. Okay, next let us import some commonly used functions. So let me create here new code. Okay, and from PySpark.sql.functions, let's import call function, round function, greatest and least. Okay, so you will see that we use calls function a lot. It used to refer to a column in a data frame. Okay, so if you want to quickly see all column available in data frame, you simply write here df dot columns. Okay, and let me execute it. Return list of all available column in data frame. Okay, so which help us you to validate if the data is loaded correctly or not. Okay, now let us do simple calculation. Let us suppose your business team say we want to see what happen if we increase all sales by 10%. So in PySpark it's extremely easy to calculate. So let me create here new code, and let's use here df equal to df dot, I'm using withColumn to add new column. Here w is in lowercase and c is in uppercase, and let me use here drive column sales adjusted. This is our new column name going to be, and let me use here call function, and let's use here sales column. Okay, and let me paste here in single quote, and let me use here simple arithmetic operator, which is star and multiply by 1.1, which increase 10% of this sales amount. Okay, and let me use here df dot, let me select this only column sales. Okay, this is previous sales, and let me also select here sales adjusted, and let me use here dot so. Okay, which preview this only two column. Okay, and you can see here simply sales, this is previous sales, and this adjusted sale which increased by 10%. Okay, so with column always return a new data frame and which is immutable. Okay, now let's move on to some basic mathematical calculations. So first let me import function from PySpark. So from PySpark.sql.function, let me import here sum and average. Okay, let me execute this. let's first calculate sum of total sales. So let me name this sum of total sales as a total sales. Let me use here df.agg, which perform aggregate on entire data set. Let me use here sum function, and let me use here column name as a sales, and let me give column name as a alias name as a total sales, and also show this. And let me first delete which automatically created using intelligence, and let me show this show total sales amount. If you want to see total quantity, simply write here total underscore quantity. Okay, and let me use here df.agg, and this is simple. Let's use here quantity, which is here column name available. So we created here column name. Let me copy this, and let me use here column name and give alias name, or rename the column name using alias name as a total quantity, and let's show this. Okay, so this is the total amount of quantity. Okay, now let me create here average of profit. So let me create here new sales, and we already imported average function used from PySpark, you can see here, and let me create here average profit. Okay, let me use here df.agg, and let me use here average profit. Okay, and give alias name as a average profit, and let me show this average profit dot show. Okay, let me execute. So you can see here this is the average profit on entire data set. So this is extremely easy and readable. Okay, now let's create here some profit margin. So let me create your new cell, and let me use here df. I am going to create here new column with column. Okay, so let's say here profit margin. This create new column in our data frame, and let's round also this, use here round function and call, and let's use here profit, and this divided by our sales, then it's calculate here profit margin, and let's use here up to 2 digit. Okay, and let me select this profit margin df dot select. Let's use here sales profit, and let me use here profit margin. Okay, let me show this. Okay, so you can see here we use here round function to round up to 2 decimal place, and we simply use here basic arithmetic. Okay, so we simply calculate here sales, this is profit and profit margin. Okay, now let us move on to another function, greatest and least function. So first let me mark down and use here double hash and enter. Okay, let me create here new code. So first let's use here greatest function. Okay, so let me quickly write code here. Okay, so here you can see we use here with column and give here column name as a max value, and greatest which with sales value, profit and discount. So this is the very important function to compare multiple column which return the maximum value among these list of column. Okay, so let me execute, and you can see here this return the maximum value for each row. Okay, so here you can see here sales. Okay, and we return only 5 row, and profit and discount. So this is the maximum value, this is maximum value, this is maximum value. If we, in this profit here is a maximum value, then it's written here maximum value. Okay, in same way list function works. So let me write here quickly list function. So this also return the minimum value among these column. So let's say here minimum value, and we use here sales, profit and discount. So let me quickly preview this. and you can see here this is the minimum value, here is the minimum, and you can see here this is the minimum among sales, profit and discount. So this is very important function to find minimum and maximum among the column. Okay, so friend, in today's session we covered a lot: reading data, creating new calculated column, performing aggregate, working with mathematical operation, and use here greatest and least function. So friend, if you found this helpful, make sure to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more Databricks and PySpark tutorial. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.